Hello everyone. Good morning all. So I have so many requests to create videos on SQL projects. So this is our third project in SQL. In this time I am trying to implement the store procedures, and through store procedures I will explain how we can implement the project solution. So for that, this is regarding the library management system. So in the library, you can see there are so many books are there, right? Then so many peoples are borrowing that books. Then one book has so many copies and different author books are available in the library, right? So this is the same thing regarding there are few tables. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7 tables are there. So let me create the first table. This is a publisher table. So who is the publisher of the book, right? So you can see that publisher name, then publisher address and publisher phone number are there. So let me create this first table. Then you can see book table is there, TBL book table. So in that book ID, book title, book publisher name, and from here book publisher name is actually a publisher name. If you see publisher name. So in the TBL book table, this book publisher name is the foreign key, right? And it is referencing the publisher table, publisher name. And also it is created on own update and own delete cascade. So that I have already explained in one of the video. So I am not explaining that one. So let me create this table. This is our second table. Now TBL library branch. So one library has so many branches are there, right? In the city or in different, maybe in different cities as well. So over here, library branch ID, then library branch name, library branch address. These three columns are given. And this branch ID is the identity column. So when we are inserting the data into this table, at that time we are not giving values for this particular column because it will automatically generate values, right? You can say that identity will automatically generate values. So no need to insert for this particular column. Now TBL borrower, this is one more table which is TBL borrower card number, borrower name, address and phone number is given. And again borrower card number is identity column. Then TBL books loans. So now loan ID then book ID, it will references the book table. Then branch ID will references the library branch table, and card number is references the borrower table, right? This one borrower table. So this table TBL book loans has three different foreign keys are available, as well as uh, date out and due date is available. Now TBL books loans table we have created. Now TBL book copies. So in that also there are two different foreign keys are available, right? And number of copies for each book is how many number of copies for each book are there. That is also given in the TBL book copies table. So one book has multiple copies are there, right? So that count will be given in book copies number of copies column. And then the final table will be TBL book authors table. So in that author ID, book ID again, that is a foreign key and author name is given, right? So now actually I don't remember whether I have created all this table or not. Let me execute. I think this one is created, right? This one is created. Now let me create this one, whether it is created or not. Okay, this is also created. Okay, now let me create the other TBL borrowers table. Then TBL book loans table. TBL book copies table. Then TBL book authors table. Okay, so all the tables are created, right? If you run this query, total 7 tables are there. S- So all the tables has been created, right? Okay, now we need to populate the data in each of the table, right? Publisher table, then book table, library branch table. So I have prepared this script as well. Let me insert the data into all the tables. This is our third table. Then let me insert the data into the borrower table. Then TBL book loans table. I will give you this all the scripts and create table, insert table script into the description box of the video. Okay. Now let me insert into the final table. Okay, fine. Now we will be solving few of the queries or questions through store procedure. So let me go through the first question. How many copies of the book titled Lost Tribe are owned by the library branch whose name is Sharptown? So here we need to identify where is the book title column is present in which of the table. So if you see over here, book title will be present on the TBL book table, right? Let me select the data from that one. Select the star from TBL book. Okay. Now book title we require, right? So where book underscore title equal to what is that? The lost tribe. Where is it? Let me copy this one. Okay. And now, how many copies of the book title Lost Tribe are owned by the library branch whose name is Sharptown? So where is now this library branch is there? So that is in TBL library branch table, right? So let me select the data from that one. And what is the name of the branch name? Sharptown, right? So let me copy this one where now what we need to do, we also require the book copies table as well, right? Because how many copies of the book title are owned by this library. So when I run this final table, TBL book copies table, so now over here TBL, from TBL book copies table, we first require the first require the books copies book ID, right? Book copies book ID. So what is the book ID? So that we can find out in this particular table, right? So 20. So where book copies book ID equal to 20. Let me try to execute this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now branch ID is our requirement, right? So branch name is Sharp Town. So where is that Sharp Town is there? Let me show you over here. It is branch ID 1, right? So from this one, branch ID 1 we are looking into, right? So so here what we are doing, we are basically joining the three tables, TBL book copies table, TBL book table, and TBL library branch table, right? And then we have declared the two variables. So this book title and branch name are the two different variables are there, right? But now over here, if you see, they have specifically given the static value for these two variable. But what I have done, I have removed this both static values, and then I have mentioned this book title into the where clause. So where title is equal to book title, and then branch name equal to this particular variable. Now we need to create this store procedure. Actually, it is already exists. So let me drop it. So now it is dropped. So basically, we can perform this thing with SQL query as well, right? But why we are not performing it with SQL query? Because sometimes we may need to change the value for the book title and branch name. So at that time, we cannot give the static value, right? Because when you declare the query, at that time you need to specify static value over here. But now our requirement is we need to give dynamic value at runtime. So this is a reusable query, you can say that. So because of that purpose, we are creating store procedure. Now let me, I think we have created, right? Okay. So now SP is store procedure is created. Now if you run this individual query, then it will give one record, right? 20 copies. But now how can I execute this store procedure? So whatever columns are there mentioned in the select statement, all this column will be retrieved for this particular book title and branch name while we are executing the store procedure. So for that, execute store procedure name, and then that two parameters we need to give by writing comma. So let me execute this one. So number of copies is 5 and branch name is Sharp Town, right? Okay, 1 minute. Let me execute this one. Right. So this is how you can execute the store procedure. This is the number of copies for this particular branch ID. That is 5 1, right? Now let me go through the second question. How many copies of the book title Lost Tribe are owned by each library branch? So over here, we need to mention the book title Lost Tribe are owned by how by each library branch, right? So for that purpose, again, uh, we have joined that same three tables, but now only one variable is given. And now over here, this book title is statically defined. So when it is statically defined, means it is particularly given over here. I think it is already there. Let me drop this store procedure. Drop procedure name. So this is the second way I am showing you where statically variable value is defined, right? So at that time you not at the time of execution you do not need to mention this particular parameter value. This is actually a parameter or variable. You can give it anything. So now it is not required to give over here the lost tribe. It is automatically taken from this parameter value, right? So let me execute this one. So this is actually the answer. For each branch, 5 copies are there for the lost tribe. Now let me go through the next question. Retrieve the name of all the borrowers who do not have any books checked out. So over here, we have borrowers table are there, right? TBL borrowers table are there. Let me go through it. And then another table is TBL book loans table are there. So now how we can joining these two table? We can joining these two table based on the borrower card number. And then this is the same number is given over here, right? Now what we need to check? Where? Not in. Let me try to execute this one. And if I execute this one, okay, it is giving, right? So now retrieve the name of all the borrowers who do not have any books checked out. It means that for that particular record, there should be no entry in the book loans table from the borrowers table, right? So here we can individually run because there is no parameter we have given, right? So that is James Smith. Retrieve the name of all the borrowers. So here our requirement is only name only, right? So if I execute this both query, then it will give us the same result. Whether it is created or not, let me check. Okay, now it is created, right? Now if I execute this procedure and this query, then it will give the same result, right? Jane Smith. Because not exist and not in almost work in the similar way, right? Now let me move through the next question. For each book that is loaned out from the Shaptown branch and whose due date is today, retrieve the book title and borrower's name and borrower's address. So here actually this is basically a we need to join multiple tables only, right? Based on some column. Then we need to give the due date. So what is the due date? Due date is get date, right? Because whose due date is today. So today means it's a get date, right? So that we have declared the parameter. Then we have all declared the library branch name also sharp down as a static value because we have provided that one, right? And then we have set the due date is equal to get date. So this is how we can set the value for the parameter inside the store procedure. And then simple select statement, and in that statement where clause we have given the specific filter that whose due date is today, and library branch name is library branch name. So it will take parameter value, right? And then simply we can execute that one. So this actually we have not created the store procedure. Let me create it. Okay, so I think for this particular get date there will be no value are there, right? Because table has older records than the uh, get date values, because today is 13 1, right? Now for each library branch retrieve the branch name and the total number of books loaned out from the branch. So here it is a simple thing we need to do: branch name and then count of branch book loans branch id, and then we need to do group by branch name. So if you run this query then also it will run, but we need to specify inside as a store procedure, right? So that we are creating store procedure and then we are running it, so it will give us the same result, right? If you run this individual query and then this store procedure, it will give, both will give the same result, because ultimately inside the store procedure this query is written, right? So this will give same result. Then this is one more question. So retrieve the names and address number of books checked out for all borrowers who have more than 5 books checked out. So here we have specify book checked out, right? Now borrower name, borrower address, count of borrower name who have more than 5 books checked out, right? So for that, having count of borrower name greater than equal to 5. So this is actually, it is declared over here, right? Static. But if we do not declare over here, then we need to give it over here at the time of execution, right? So let me, whether we have created this SP or not. Okay, I'm creating it. And now when I execute it by giving 5, then all this book checked out who is greater than 5 are generating over here, right? So here we need to give parameter by executing store procedure, because we have removed it from here, right? And then this is the final question. For each book author by Stephen King, retrieve the title and number of copies owned by the library branch whose name is central. So here branch name and author name is given, right? Statically. So that we have defined, and then we have simply write the multiple joins, and in the where clause we have defined that filter parameter, right? So let me execute this one, and then let me execute this. Okay, so these are the Stephen and Stephen King. So if I need to mention this author name, can I mention over here? Okay, now let me try to execute. Actually, I need to drop it, right? So this way, or no need to drop. I can alter the store procedure, right? So this is how we can alter as well. Now let me try to, okay. Okay, so SP is alter. Now let me try to execute this one. So this time Stephen King is also coming, right? Because we have altered the store procedure. So this is how you can alter the store procedure as well. So this is actually for freshers who are new to the store procedure and multiple join concepts. So this is specifically video will be useful for them. So thank you so much everyone. We will meet again with the new project as soon as possible. Thank you.